All right, so in this video, we are going to be talking about graphing a piecewise function. And so remember, a piecewise function is just pieces of different types of functions, and they give you a restricted domain. So think about this first equation right here, where we have x squared, but it's only x squared if we have x values that are less than or equal to 1. So it is important for you to establish maybe a table if you kind of aren't intuitively understanding this idea. So we would have an XY table, right? But we have in this column y equals x squared. And we're going to take that first function, but remember the input values are going to be dependent on this domain. X is less than or equal to 1. So I like to make my table in order from least to greatest. If you take a look at this, this graph over here, it only goes to 8 and -8. So I am going to try and choose values because remember I have to square them. So I'm going to start with -3 because even when I do -3, when I square that, it's going to give me +9 and I'm already off the graph. So I don't want to have to go beyond that. So I'm just going to use every integer that goes all the way up into x is less than or equal to 1. So -1, 0, 1. And I also, at the end, I want to be able to write a little note to myself that this is going to be closed. So I recommend putting that somewhere in your table so that you don't forget to pay attention to those minor details. So if I were to square -2, I'm going to get 4. Here I'm going to get 1. I'm going to get 0. I'm going to get 1. So we should know that this is going to take on the form of a parabola, but it's only a portion of the parabola. So we've got the parabola that is going here, and then probably about right here. And so when I graph those points, I've got to put that arrow tip on right here, but I need to stop when x is 1. So now I'm going to do a different color. Okay, maybe not, maybe not. Let me go back. I'm going to do a different color. I'm going to do purple. And I'm going to say, well, x is between 1 and 2. And on this chart, we can notice that it's y equals 3. So the cool thing about that is just a horizontal line, okay, because that's a constant. So my x values would be 1 because that's telling me that it's between 1. It's going to be open, right, because it's not equal to. And then the next integer that I want to do is 2. And then that one's going to be closed. And so no matter what my x value is, my y is going to equal 3 because it's a constant. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to graph that. So when x is 1, my y is 3 and it is open. And then 2, 3, and it's closed. And I just have that horizontal line right there. And then let's do this last function right here where it says, we have our x, right? So we've got our x chart, we've got y equals x, and it says x is greater than 2. So I'm going to start with 2. It's going to be open, and then it just goes on to infinity. So I noticed that this is a linear equation, so I only need a couple points. But when x is 2, y is 2. When x is 3, y is 3. When x is 4, y is 4. So just plotting those points, 2, 2. That's going to be an open circle, and then I've got 3, 3, 4, 4, and you can see that it's going to hit each one of those, and it has an arrow tip. And so that's what I recommend. You can put an arrow here on your chart so that way you remember that you're going all the way to infinity.